Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. We're going to finish up in Iron Keep today, for definite this time. We're going to go to Belfry Soul, which is on the roof of the Iron Keep. So you need a Pharaoh's Lockstone, obviously, to get through here. And you just make your way up these ladders to get to the entrance of Belfry Soul. And this area plays into what I was talking about in the previous episode, the idea of there being a foundry in Iron Keep. Just be careful, you can get sniped at the edge here by these captains. And maybe the idea of the bells being cast in the foundry. So we're going to pick up a ring here. It's a ring that increases thunder, lightning resistance, or lightning defense. Pyromancer Glocken crafted so many of these replicas, such that his fellow magicians harshly scolded him for undermining lessons gained from harsh training. And it's interesting to talk about replicas. It seems to be a recurring theme in Dark Souls 2. Things not quite being real. Let's talk to this puppet.
Undead! Undead! Keep your hands off our bell! The great bell of Fen! The bell belongs to the prince, it do!
Is the prince the old Iron King? I think it might be.
Slice you to bits. Near my chums.
And maybe this is an example of the prince crafting puppets before he made the smelter demon.
Tiniest pieces.
He seems to have been talented, the prince or the king, in bringing life to inanimate objects.
Long time ago, the prince he made me, yet just like
He has this terrible rhyming poetry, or whatever it is.
Princess's honour.
So we get the first mention of the princess.
Foul undead or you'll be a goner.
And I don't think this refers to Mitha, I think this refers to another female. But I think the old Iron King was married to Mitha. So, or he had a, yeah. So you come through here, you've got these dangerous puppets. And now we've got the, what one's this? This is the Bellkeeper. Dark Spirit Bellkeeper Mage, and be aggressive with her, be unyielding, try not to get blown up like that. She doesn't have any poise really. She's quite aggressive. And I make a mess of this. Breaks my guard and quite rightly kills me. So that was my fault. But it's definitely a female, you can see that. Because I think I'd heard that some people maybe thought that it was a male. These wee guys hit harder than you would ever imagine. Again, I'm making bad mistakes, and at this point I thought there's a chance I might die, so I just ran straight for my souls. And I'm unplugged from the internet when I'm fighting here because, and I should have done better to avoid them, I should have rolled under those arrows. But yeah, I'm unplugged from the internet. If you're not, you can be invaded by members of the Bellkeeper Covenant. You can see she's quite easy once you actually, attack her relentlessly. And we get quite a rare drop here actually. We get the Black Witch's Veil, and that if you wear it, it increases your attunement slots by 1. It's got high magic defense, and to get the high magic defense, you need to have intelligence of 20 or above. So quite an unusual drop. These wee guys are so good at predicting where you're going to go. And we've got another Bellkeeper. Get the parry in against him. And this one has a chance, I believe, to drop his shield. So there's quite a number of bells in this area. And when you pull this lever, you'll ring one of the bells, or maybe it's all of the bells actually. Doesn't sound like all of the bells though, it sounds like one specific bell. And we get a Simpleton's Spice here. I've not used these yet, and I don't know whether I should or not. I mean, I've not been using any kind of sorceries or spells or anything like that. I've just been purely focused in melee. I've not even used the pyromancies. When you come up the ladder, you're faced with a dual javelin wielding Bellkeeper, and for some idiotic reason his AI's told him to come right up towards me, which makes no sense considering the fact that he's wielding a ranged weapon. So that makes it obviously extremely easy to kill him. And that one was wearing a mannequin's mask. If you look closely at him, you can see he's wearing a mannequin mask, which links it obviously then to Earthen Peak and Miffa. So we get another simpleton spice here. So yeah, by the point that you're up on this roof, if you're plugged into the internet, you'll probably be invaded by at least 1 or 2 members of the Bellkeeper Covenant. And you can join the Bellkeeper Covenant by speaking to the puppet at the entrance. And you can farm Titanite chunks by joining that covenant. I was trying to do the same, trying to parry him, and it didn't quite come off that time. It nearly destroyed me. I think this guy has a chance to drop his, I think it's called the Armor Shield, or something like that. Again, it's very rare. But yeah, if you kill that puppet at the entrance, he'll drop a rusted coin. And if you become a member of the Covenant, Bellkeeper Covenant, and you go back and speak to him, I believe he'll give you 5 rusted coins. And like I say, if you join the Bellkeeper Covenant, for every kill that you make here, every time you kill the host, you'll get a Titanite chunk. So we've got the volcano here, we've got this strange geometry and geography, because it just seems like impossible that this could be above Earthen Peak, but it seems that that's the case. And I was just trying to ring the bell here and trying to have a look at the bells to see if there was any special inscriptions on them, or any kind of markings or faces or anything built into them. But these bells, and when we go to, there's Belfry Luna as well, and when we go to Belfry Luna, we'll pick up more of the lore, and as we go through the game we'll get more lore as well. And these seem to be, the belfries around here seem to be dedicated to lovers, the prince and the princess, of 2 different areas. A forbidden love, maybe because the prince was supposed to be married off to Miffa, and then did get married to Miffa, and she became scornful and vengeful. And there's another simpleton spice around here. And I just want to apologise for, in the previous episode, I know there was a lot of pregnant pauses and a lot of broken sentences, and I really do apologise if that affects the quality of these videos and your enjoyment of watching them. Something I need to work on, I suppose. I was kind of a bit confused here because I thought we'd actually killed the Bellkeeper, all of them, all of the Bellkeepers. And in this chest here we get Immolation, and if you want to be like the Smelter Dealer and you know, cause proximity damage by setting yourself on fire, then that's the pyromancy to use. And I think that second item we picked up there, can't remember how you pronounce it, but that second item I think increases your dark resistance or defense. There's a hidden wall behind here, so make sure you come in here, because there's a couple of, well, there's at least one very good item in here, especially if you're a quality build. So Grand Spirit Tree Shield, and we also get Black Knight Greatsword. So again, I think this is one that you can parry spells with. Once there was a boy who was easily frightened until the talking tree of Dreamworld transformed itself into a shield to protect him. Not sure who that's referring to. Is it referring to the prince? Maybe as a child he was very insecure and frightened and a nervous wee kid. Maybe not, maybe it refers to somebody else altogether. You get actually good dark defense and lightning defense with this shield. That's how it looks. And we've got the Black Knight Greatsword. Unfortunately it requires, what was it, 40 strength and 18 dexterity. I prefer the Ultra Greatsword version of this. And it also does fire damage as well, I believe. So that's the moveset. Anyway, let's get going. So we're going to make our way up to the top of, we're going to lower the platform. Remember I said in the previous episode there was a ladder over to the left there. Don't forget that the enemies have respawned here because we've rested at a bonfire. So yeah, we'll lower the platform, and the bull-headed statues that spew out fire through their nose will be switched off at this point. These pots here, if you break them they'll drench you in water, which can be helpful if you're trying to get to the items below. Have a look at this chest. It clearly looks different to the other iron chests, so you know what this means. And see the way their crotch flies directly into your face? I think that makes them more frightening than the thingies from the mimics from Dark Souls 1. So we've got a dark wraith armour here, and it's strange to find it in Iron Keep. I don't know what the significance of that is, but it's here anyway. And we also get a lightning spear. It's just a spear with lightning infusion. Destructive great arrows. I think they do durability damage to... I think they're used like maybe in PvP or whatever. I'm not sure. And if you come up here, we've got a Pharaoh's Lockstone, but it's just one of these like health springs, like Estus springs. So you can rest in it and it'll top up your health. It's not really worth it unless you're doing a special kind of run through the game. No death or whatever it is. And when you come up here, you've got 3 alone captains. And this can be quite annoying because the stairs kind of obscure your arrow's path. But yeah, you just want to take this guy out with your crossbow or your bow. And it's better to fight these two from the stairway, because if you jump out there, there's actually a big hole in the ground and it can be easy to get knocked down. So another thing about Belfry Soul is the fact that there's so many dark spirits up there, and there's a lot of enemies, and obviously somebody didn't want you to be up there. It's well protected. And there's quite a lot of alone captains up here protecting this item, which is the Black Knight Great Axe, is it? Yeah, Black Knight Great Axe, which is apparently a really good weapon. I've never been able to use it. Maybe I do have the requirements for it just now. I need to try that out actually. 40. No, I don't have the dexterity for it in my game because I haven't been putting points into dexterity above 16. It's got a very basic moveset. It's good if you want to take out crystal lizards, I suppose. We're going to make use of the silver cat ring here because we're going to drop down and do a bit of platforming. And there's a ring coming up in a second, torch, pick up a torch here. I wish there was somebody that sold torches in this game, especially for once you get to the gutter in Black Gulch. You'll run out of torches very quickly. It's really annoying, actually. And so far there's no vendor, as far as I'm aware, that sells them, so you just need to farm for them. But yeah, when you come down here, you're going to have to fall onto the cauldron, or the mould. It's probably actually a mould, and that's the mould I was thinking that maybe created the bell, or the bells. And I don't know why there's a skeleton in it. Did somebody try and fall down from above and they met this fate where they fell into the cauldron? Maybe. I wish we'd been able to get that ring before we arrived in Ironkeep. I know you can get it. You can get the +1 version from Marigold. If you spend enough souls with them. And the description's interesting. Only a coward sees every chance as something to fear. Does that refer to the farming and bonfire ascetics? Anyway, thanks for watching. Next episode, Shaded Woods.